What is up, Gemini gang? How are you guys doing today? Thank you so much for joining me on my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I am stoked to have you. I'm also stoked to announce I reached 100 subscribers on this new channel of mine, and I am so grateful and appreciative to all you viewers out there. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's only been up about a month, so I've been thrilled that people are checking out the videos and liking and sharing and subscribing. That's great, and it helps me gain some traction because I love doing this, so I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying it back. So we are going to do a quick little general message for the weekend coming and the week ahead. We are going to do your energy, the conflict or heart of the matter that is sort of at the focus of your brain, and then the guidance. So remember, these are general messages. Not everything will resonate, and that is totally fine. Only take away messages for your best and highest good, always. If the messages aren't resonating, you can check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign. If you don't know how to do that, I will put a description or a link in the box below, in the comment box below. It's totally free. It's totally fun. Check it out if you're interested. And that's where all the other information that you're going to want to know will be as well, including the decks I'm using, etc., etc. All right, so what can we get for our Gemini friends? Check out the social media channels if you're interested in that. I am The Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram, and we will get started. All right, for our Gem friends, we upgraded teacups since we reached 100 subscribers. I treated myself. It's cute though, right? All right, so for Gemini, what can we get? For our Gemini friends, for the gems, the outcoming guidance for the spread. Oh, too many cards. Outcoming guidance for Gemini. Okay. So Gemini, you are coming off as the Hermit. This is one of my favorite depictions of the Hermit. I think it's adorable. So Virgo, you might be dealing with a Virgo, but this is really your energy. So seclusion mode, maybe not going out. Again, it's short term, this weekend into the next week, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you for all you Star Wars people out there. But yeah, it's like you're just trying to nestle into your teacup and get cozy, and it talks about inner or self-reflection, right? Shedding light on yourself, on your own habits, on your own difficulties, challenges. And that's difficult to do, right? It's sometimes hard if you are in introspection mode to look at yourself. And it can be hard when you get stuck in a place where there are certain aspects or things you're not liking about your life or about yourself. You don't want to let it marinate in that kind of lower vibrational negativity, because that's not good for your mental health. It's good to acknowledge and recognize things you want to improve, but there's a need to if not take action immediately, make like a game plan of how you're going to attack these things that you're not happy with, right? Because I'm just getting, you don't want to be suffocated with these heavy burdens of, I'm really getting emotions. Again, I'm probably because of the teapot, right? The water being submerged in this kind of, it's not anxiety. It's just, it feels heavy. There's something that you're not really satisfied with. And there may be some tears, actually, kind of like, I just want to crawl in a hole, like nothing is going right. That's sort of what I'm getting. Aw, Jammies, you're going to be okay. You're adorable for one thing. But yeah, you're in introspection mode. I don't think this weekend is going to be a party weekend for you, but it sounds like that's maybe what you need. But again, don't just focus on the I don't like this, I don't like that. Acknowledge that, but then what are you going to do about it? Make a list. If you could improve something, even if you don't even know where to start somewhere, right? Write a sentence. How are you going to improve this, right? Or if it's not that, find something you enjoy that can take you out of that energy and give you a break from that heavy kind of mental, it's just kind of icky. And I say that very sympathetically. I think, you're not happy with something, but don't sit in that energy, okay? You get what I'm saying? So the heart of the matter, it does have to do with some sort of heartbreak. It could potentially be like, end of a relationship, struggling with something like that. Okay, and with the Hierophant, for this I'm getting, I was going to say waiting for a commitment from someone, And then you have the Hanged Man in reverse. Typically Piscean energy, but I always see it's a lobster, but I always see this as also a Cancer card. So you might be dealing with a Cancer or a Pisces, a water sign. Okay, so here's what I'm getting here. Heartbreak, somebody who has disappointed you or left you in pain. I think you do want a commitment from them. I don't know if that's been vocalized. But you, again, I'm hermit mode here. It's like you are turning to, I will say, substances, for lack of a better word. Whatever that is to you. It could be alcohol. It could be whatever. Pot, whatever. It could be more serious things. I'll say that. You're turning to that to cope. You're using it as a, what is the word? I want to say as like a fallback to actually doing the work. Like rather than going on a nature hike, rather than painting a picture, doing some sort of healthy artistic, like trying to exercise it from you, right? It's like emotions that need to come up and out. It's like you're suppressing them back in. There's a really great word for what I'm trying to say, and I'm going to think of it later. But basically, it's an unhealthy coping mechanism to deal with this heartbreak when you're in hermit mode. So, I mean, no shade for whatever you're into, but I would say just be really careful that you don't overdo it. Again, like, don't sit in that energy and then just let it multiply and feel like you're literally sinking into like a cup of your own emotions, Gemini. And the reason I think you're doing this is because you've been waiting for something that, there's a couple scenarios here. You've been waiting for something that just isn't coming with the Hangman in reverse. With the Hangman upright, eventually it goes from 12 to 13, which is death, which has to do with transformation. Change. Generally speaking, death is actually a very good card. But when the Hangman is in reverse, he's not transforming. He's not transitioning from the Hangman mode, which is seeing things in a different perspective. Literally seeing things upside down. Seeing the world from a different perspective, a different way. When you're upside down, the world is upside down. But that's a good thing. It's a card of self-reflection, sort of in the way hermit mode is. It's similar. It's self-imposed rest to see things differently, to analyze the situation differently. But because it's Piscean energy, it has to do with the feeling of it. It's like you're not properly examining your feelings, you're suffocating them. So how I was saying, I don't think you're communicating this heartbreak. Or heartbreak can be a very loaded word. It can also be disappointment, right? Somebody or something disappointed you. You're turning to unhealthy coping mechanisms, Gemini. And as I was saying, this can either be it's just not coming, or it's just really delayed. If you're waiting on a person, it's like they're just not where you're at right now. And I think you know that. This isn't news. This is sort of what you're grappling with at the moment. But you could also be resisting the need to see this situation from a new perspective. A little bit of ego. It's like you refuse to, you're refusing to see things upside down, but in this way, it's like it's needed. It needs to be seen from another perspective. And just the way this person is like holding it away from its body, it's like you don't want to deal with the reality of it. You're just like, nope, put it out the window. Like, I'll deal with it later. There's something about that energy here. Again, the not coping with it correctly, not dealing with it, the emotions. And I mean, this is swords, right? So it has to do with our thoughts, but it's hearts. It's our love too. It's yeah. Ooh, Gemini, it feels a little bit heavy. But we'll see what we can get here. So your advice or guidance is the 10 of Cups. Okay, so the fairy tale ending. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The Hierophant, did I say, is Taurus, and we are in Taurus season, so you could be dealing with a Taurus here, and Virgo, right? We said that? Okay. So your advice is the 10 of Cups and the World. Okay. So very beautiful cards. Both of them are really good. 10 of Cups is the fairy tale ending. It speaks to feeling absolutely elated. What makes you feel alive, Gemini? What fills your heart with desire, with passion, with creativity, with love? And what's interesting is you have the mouse in the teacup, right? And then you have this mouse on her lap, right? There's something about being nurtured, maybe being in a home, creating a home or a space where you feel there is love. And the thing is, Gemini, that's up to you to create, right? There is a need for people, though. And whether or not that's in the romantic sense, this might be because in hermit mode, if you're not doing healthy work or healthy coping mechanisms, your guidance is find a friend, like hang out with a friend and watch TV, do something that makes you happy. Go for a jog in the park or whatever. Socialize, communicate, like Gemini, of course, like that's your thing, right? You're literally the twins. It's like you need to bounce ideas back and forth from people, because alone it's like you're navigating a maze. Do you see how it's depicted here? The world is typically like a really beautiful garden, and it still is, but there's a sense of being overwhelmed here, not being able to navigate where to go next, who to communicate with, maybe what to communicate. The hangman is typically shown from a tree here, which I think it's funny. It's like, okay, you know how I interpret that? You've been waiting for something, but in that means you've been waiting as well, right? So you're waiting on a person who's doing their own thing. You're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. It's not getting you anywhere. This to me is like, get off the tree. You don't need to be in hangman mode anymore. Get off the tree, transform already. Like, go after something new, move forward. Like this situation for the moment, Gemini, it's not changing. It's not going to change on its own. Somebody needs to make some sort of action. And again, it doesn't have to be with a person. It could be a situation that was disappointing, but lingering in it isn't going to change it. And I know that's tough love, but I mean it in a good way. It's like, I can just tell this energy, this alone it's not healthy. It's not good. There's a need to transform and change, and the world is all about closing out cycles and starting new ones. In the world, it's the most harmonious card. It's the last card of the major arcana. You have all the fixed zodiac signs. Again, people, more people, socialize. Even if and I say even, if it's just with friends, fantastic, right? If this is about a relationship, find the people. There could be a lot of them, Gemini. You probably have a lot of friends, right? But even if you don't, find that one friend that you can curl up on a couch with and, I don't know, work on knitting projects together. Finding your emotional happiness despite this situation. Choosing to be happy despite the situation. And I know some people think that's condescending when you try and jam down their throat. Happiness is a choice. But it is, though, right? A little bit. You can't always change circumstances that are disappointing, but you can always choose to take some sort of action that makes it a little bit better. Again, a healthy coping mechanism. Start small. It doesn't need to be a huge life-changing thing to close out this cycle. This could be a step in the right direction, but that step involves following your heart and chasing after what's going to make you feel emotionally fulfilled, okay? All right, Gemmy Gems, you got this. The thing is, stepping away from this relationship that you've been holding in your heart, this pain that you're not able to deal with and cope with, it's really scary for you to leave that behind. There's something that you just want to keep clinging on to it. It's very Cancerian energy, actually. Maybe a lot of you are Gemini Cancer cuspers or have Cancer in your chart. You don't want to close this cycle out, because I think if it is a person, and I am sensing that a little bit, and I'm not saying either way, but if this is a person, there's something about it that you're scared that if you move on, there's no chance of it ever coming back into your life again, which is not true. Like, we all have free will. So if this is your person I'm talking about, or whoever hurt you or disappointed you, you don't know what the future holds, Gemini. I know you think you do sometimes. I mean, we all do, right? But you have no idea. So you may as well take action forward to make yourself happy. That's really important here. I know it's scary to leave this behind. I absolutely can sense that. But no risk, no reward. Something even greater may lay ahead if you just took the extra step to remove this from your life for now, right? It doesn't have to be forever, but yeah. The Wizard. I forgot to say, these are awesome oracle cards. They're called Madame Endora's fortune cards. They're fantastic. I love them. So you got the Wizard, Gemini. That's beautiful. It's kind of like the magician, sort of. Use your skills to aid others. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think you need to focus energy outside of this. Again, hermit mode energy. Go outside in the world. Whoever this person is, Alice and this mouse, whoever that mouse is in your life, Gemini, if you're Alice, yeah. It's almost like the best way to heal this wound is to help others who are going through something similar, is sort of what I'm picking up with this. Like, use your powers in a good way. Some of you might be very in tune with, like, I don't know if it's spirituality or healing, but yeah, there's something really intimidating about this guy. Like, you don't want to fuck with him because you know he's powerful. I think this is you, Gemini. But yeah, use your powers in a good way. Don't be sad or manipulative, or don't hold on to that grudgy kind of like energy that's, yeah, again, lower vibrational. Go towards the world, go towards happiness, go towards your 10 of Cups. Yeah, that's what I'm going to leave you with, Gemini. I wish you the very best of luck. I love my Geminis. Please do like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you all joining me today, and I will catch you probably mid-month for more updates. All right, bye guys.